So next on our list here, we have Kelly. Kelly, if you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself and telling us what health and wellness means to you, why it's important to you, and how you want to use what you've learned in the program to make an impact in the world.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly. So thank you so much for having me. Sorry, my dog just picked up the loudest toy. To start off, health and wellness to me is kind of like how Shannon said, quality of life. I've had several family members, that I've seen struggle with their health growing up, and it's really truly heartbreaking to see the struggles that they go through. They can't pick up their kids or their grandkids, and they can't play. I'm sorry. They can't play with them. They can't keep up. They're just kind of bound to their couch or this. It's just really heartbreaking. So I want to be able. I think that health and wellness it's more than just what you eat. It's more than just your nutrition. It's more than the movement. And I used to believe a long time ago that, health and wellness it's all about your nutrition and your exercise. And that's all I thought it was. And so for me, I jumped on that train and I was just all about what I ate and how much I moved. And it actually spiraled me into body dysmorphia. I struggled with that for a long time. And it was very hard for me to admit. I was in denial about it. I just like, no, I'm doing fine. I'm healthy. I'm great. But inside, I was slowly killing myself with the suffering of I was putting my body through physically. So it took a while, but I eventually learned. And oh my goodness, let me tell you, when all of that clicked and I started making changes, not just to my nutrition and my exercise, but I was tuning in, emotionally, mentally to what I needed, getting a better community around me. My world changed, and I'm not just talking like my own physical health, like my job just miraculously things just started getting better all around. My friends, just connections, it was just truly amazing. So I that's why I really want to help people, because I know what it's like to be in that situation where you're not feeling well, you're not doing good, your body's breaking down on you. And then I know what it's like to come out of that and to really experience the world and to be able to connect with nature, travel, go outside, physically be able to do the things that you want to do without pain. And I think that's really, truly powerful. Sorry, I think I jumped from the first question to the third question. Well, actually, no. I kind of answered the second one. To me, the health and wellness, why it's important, because I have gone through a struggle myself, and I have seen what it's like to go from that struggle to where I'm at now. And I really think that it's just the transformation is great. And for people to be stuck where they're at now, if they're not happy with where they're at in their health and wellness, and it's just to help them come out of that and see the other side is really, really great. So, yeah, right now, I'm not currently taking any clients. I am a certified holistic integrative nutrition health coach. But because I had every intention of coaching right away as soon as I got out of the program. But life happens, and as some of you may know, I'm pregnant now, and it's such a blessing because that was another struggle for us. My husband and I, struggled with infertility for a while, and somehow this little miracle baby just made its debut at this time. So I realized that I need to fill my own cup before I can fill others. And if I stretch myself too thin, it's just, I'm not going to be able to give my best to you. So right now I'm focusing on my health, baby's health, all that stuff. And once we're through all this, because it's our first baby, I think I'll be ready to go ahead and take on some clients, and I'll be more fulfilled and able to help. So I'm not going to be in the background forever. I will coach at some point, but right now that was one thing that I also had to learn was, making my health a priority too. You can't just burn out by doing everything else for everyone. You got to take care of yourself. So that was my one of my other lessons learned. So thank you.
100%. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And what an amazing gift. What a blessing, right? That touched me. So that's super amazing. And I think that it's the most, you focusing on your family, being a mother, um, being there like for your child through this process that you're going through is the most selfless thing and most important thing that you can do right now in this moment as a coach as well, right? Like maybe you're not going straight into coaching, but this whole experience that you're having right now is giving you all like the experience and the tools and the understanding and the empathy and sympathy to be able to really fully coach and be there for people in due time. And even though you're not coaching right now, you are coaching right now, which is amazing. You're here on this episode, you're sharing your story, you're sharing the things that you've learned through your experience. That is, that is essentially like it's coaching in a sense, right? You're doing what you set out to do while also prioritizing the things that need to be prioritized right now. So props to you, Kelly. Thank you so much for being here and sharing. It really is inspirational.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. And I'll wrap it up and just say, like, for me, I keep it pretty simple. I like overly simplify everything, but for me, health and wellness is just feeling good and doing good in the world, right? Having the capacity and the feeling, the want to the capability to actually just go out and do the things that we want to do in life and be the person we want to be. That is health and wellness to me. Why health and wellness is important to me is, I grew up with surrounded by a lot of mental illness, a lot of addiction, a lot of scarcity, and it had a huge impact on me throughout my life. To this day, I still feel those things from my childhood, these feelings that I've learned as a child and have carried on throughout my life, turned into habits, and really identified with a lot of the things that I'm working to overcome now. And I also have seen firsthand, a lot of my why comes through tragedy as well. My younger brother committed suicide at 18 years old because of a combination of depression and drug addiction. 2 years later, my mom passed away from complications from cancer treatments at 43 years old. And then 2 years later after that, my stepdad, who was like a father to me, he passed away from an accident that happened as a result of his depression and his alcoholism and things like that. So I saw firsthand in really rapid succession just how things can fall apart pretty quickly, like, because none of us were expecting any of these things. In 2014, when my brother committed suicide, none of us thought that would happen, right? And then a year later, when my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer at 42 years old at the time, nobody thought that would happen, right? We thought we were healthy just because we had the absence of disease. And what we didn't realize at the time was that, we could be living this lifestyle that supports long-term health and longevity. And I'm not saying anything against what my family did, or like, I don't blame anybody in my family for the things that happened. It's unfortunate. There's a lot of fortunate things that came through the experience as well. But I see now that there were things that we could have done differently just in the way that we lived our lives that probably, I can't say would have prevented these things from happening because I don't know that, but I feel like those things would have had less of a chance of happening had we been living in this particular way. And so I really want to help people adjust their life so that they're just habitually living the most fulfilling life for them that feeds their body, their mind, their emotions, their soul, all together at once holistically, so that they can live a long, fulfilling life. And specifically, the way that I want to help people as a coach is, I really want to start with gut health, because it's a very cliche statement that all of the disease begins in the gut. And all of our other systems are affected by our gut health. It's arguably one of the most important systems of our body to help support. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like there's a connection between your mind, your heart, your gut, and all the way down. And we can get into chakras in a future episode, which I'm not an expert on chakras, but I do know of that connection, right? And yeah, I just believe that by starting with the gut, one of the things that we learned through my mom's experience with cancer is that every aspect of our health is connected. If you focus on one aspect of your health, it has an effect on other aspects of your health. So you don't have to focus on everything all at once. Let's just start with the first domino. And the first domino for different people is a different thing, but it's going to push down the other dominoes and help us just holistically feel really good and be healthy for a long time. And I think that the gut is just it's a really good place to start. And so that's where I want to start with my clients, is with the gut health. And I'm already working with clients who we are focusing on gut health, and we have identified things that have been there along with their doctors. We've identified issues that they've had or challenges that they've had through their entire life. And we've been able to give a name to that thing that they've been struggling with, quote unquote, and find things underneath that's feeding that challenge. And then we've been able to actively work together to start just making slight adjustments to their lifestyle habits. And they're already feeling better. And it's just such a blessing to focus on these kinds of things. So that's how I want to help people as a health coach. And as you can hear, we all have different experiences and perspectives and skill sets that we're able to bring to the table to support each other. And that's where I think that us being a team and a group together, we get to support in ways that just one health coach or one professional isn't equipped to help people with the entirety of their holistic health. So us as a team, right? Yes, as coaches, we're going to work individually one-on-one with our clients, but then we also have this team, each of us together, where we can support each other and support each other's clients and support you in the community, whether you're in the Facebook group, the Powerful People community, or listening to the podcast. We can all bring a different perspective to these different conversations. We all have a different perspective when it comes to gut health, or different experience of ways that we've improved our own gut health. We all have different ways that we've improved our energy to actually feel the world more, and different ways of explaining how we've gone through those experiences. So together as a team, I just feel it's something so much more powerful than any individual can do on their own as a lone wolf. We're bringing a bunch of really powerful not lone wolves, but we're bringing a lot of really powerful individuals together as a collective, and we want to really make an impact in the world. And we think that an impact doesn't have to be such a drastic thing. An impact are just slight adjustments to the ways that we live our lives that makes a huge impact on the way that we feel. Our bodies are just such fascinating vessels that they really respond to the ways that we feed it. And just by simple, easy changes, we can, like I said, make really drastic differences in the way that we show up in this world.